Egan.
Thank you.
There we go.
Welcome to the Albany Housing Authority Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 18th. We did have a scheduled guest, but apparently that guest is not here. A community person, correct?
Correct.
So we will move along to our action items. Asking if there's any questions, comments, concerns about the meeting on October 14th. Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor? Very well. Moving on to our resolutions. Item number 11-25-34, resolution authorizing Albany Housing Authority to use the remaining operating reserves from Corning Home Associates LP to pay off Crate-Story Homes LP bond loans. Chiquita.
Thank you, Chairman. I asked Brendan Bannigan to attend this meeting to kind of provide some background as what led us up to this resolution. So Brendan, if I can.
Yeah, no problem.
Glad to have you here, thanks.
Thank you. So Crate Story, when it was refinanced in 2025, when it converted in financing in, I think it was 2006, 2007, had two loans. Balloon payments are due January 1st, 2026. AHA kind of went through its financials to see what available funds we had to pay off those loans. One of them was the leftover, I believe it was the operating reserve from Corning Homes that was left over when Corning Homes got paired with Yarborough. Those funds were earmarked for Crate Story. That's going to pay off the majority of the first bond loan. The second portion of the payoff is going to come from AHA developer fee that we just got from Steamboat Phase 2. So together, Corning reserves and developer fee from the Phase 2 that we just closed, we'll retire the bonds, and Crate Story will be debt free for now.
Oh, of course.
So are you saying that those were earmarked for certain things?
Yeah, I mean, the Corning Homes, from when I talked with Brandon, the CFO, she kind of, when that whole transaction transpired, she's kind of keeping that reserve for the Crate bonds. I don't know if those earmarks set off in a financial statement, but yeah, they've always kind of.
And I'm sure you guys make sure that we don't get paying anywhere. I just have to ask, make sure that we did our due diligence to make sure that we can use the funds.
Absolutely. You have to get approval.
Yeah, okay. That's all I have.
And this, you did mention how far back this deal.
The Crate one?
Yes.
Yeah, this dates back to 26 when it closed, or 2007 or 2008 when it converted to permanent financial.
So now the balloon payment, along with many other development deals, are starting to hit us.
And that'll be the end of the loan will be?
Yeah, both the first and second on Crane are going to be retired.
Yeah. So this is similar to, right, this is similar to, if I'm not mistaken, what occurred with Capital Woods, which led to us having to take out that bridge loan. The balloon became payable, and we didn't have it, so we had to take out that bridge loan. Am I correct?
Yeah, we don't want to take a bridge loan.
No, we do not. So we want to be debt-free, at least for this property.
Yeah, because it's more.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions, comments? May I get a motion to approve?
Make that motion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful.
Hi, Mark.
Aye.
Thank you, Brendan.
Okay.
We good?
Mhm.
All right. Hold on to advisement.
Yes, if I can also use this time, if you could just give an update on, where we stand with our development deal on Steamboat.
Sure, so, Steamboat 20 just got great news, HUD's back open for business. We are, our attorneys down in DC, Reno, California, are, working on, our conversion. There was a draft letter, circulated within HUD, that needs, headquarters approval to sign off. That will allow us to convert from construction to permanent, pay off the construction loan, get, one of the last tranches of the equity, money coming in. That's, closing date is scheduled for Monday, 24th. So that would be, getting rid of all the construction finance and converting to permanent. Kind of last item on that, development is getting the 8609s, which will follow shortly thereafter, which the 8609s are used to draw down on tax credits.
Mm-hmm. And it was costing us about $160,000?
Yeah, $150,000
yeah.
a month in construction interest.
Yeah.
So it was a,
Wow.
Yeah.
so that it allowed us to preserve the majority of our developer fee coming in. We still had to pay a little bit more than we anticipated, but we're paying it off. That's the important part. Phase 2, just closed on 10/28, funded. Construction just kicked off on that one, so we're kind of very early on, but excited. It's gonna be a very long project, 3 years. Construction will probably a little bit more, 39 months.
Yeah.
So.
And we will be planning a groundbreaking, so to speak, event, probably closer to the spring.
Well, while the shutdown, did we have slow, we survived with funding and all that?
Yes, so we did maintain our funding. They did extend it during the shutdown, so we did not lose funding during that period.
Okay.
What was the challenge was just what Brendan was stating, was that HUD, behind the scenes, we were trying to get permission from, HUD was trying to get permission to come back to work, to help work on this permanent conversion, and then it did open. But on the same token, they also got permission to come back and allow us to close on phase 2, which was great. So, yeah.
Trigger on that was, any project that got the RCC.
Yes, before closing.
The RAD conversion commitment prior to the shutdown, they wanted to keep those projects moving forward, so they kind of, I don't know how they did it, but they were working behind the scenes to make sure that those closed on time.
Yeah.
Those are tied out to the other financing with the state and stuff like that, bond financing.
And it was interesting because, what was it, they came back and they were like, okay, this is the last time you'll hear from us.
Yeah.
Like, they had to sign off. So it was interesting. But, we were able to get it done, and that was the great part of it.
With the new administration, there hasn't been a lot of changes in financing and what they're giving, because that was the first thing we would hear, is that, they're gonna lock up all the monies and things like that. It doesn't seem like that's happened.
Right now.
They haven't gotten to us.
Right. So there's still that, budget appropriation bill that's out there with anticipation of various cuts that have not necessarily been etched in stone or finalized. So as we continue, and previously I've pushed out some information to the board, and I will continue as they provide us any update. But right now, it's still, as much as I've shared thus far.
My suspicion would be that our funding, specifically housing authorities, would not be dramatically affected. Where they would find the savings is within their own administrative costs. Because there's certain things that to cut us would require a heck of a lot more than just.
Well, you're correct, but in that beautiful bill,
Yeah, I haven't read.
quote unquote, it was passed. So if it's all about whether or not they're going to implement it, when it's going to be implemented, in some cases, when they go into effect, this current administration will be going out of office. So it's still, but it still requires some fine tuning. There's still some negotiation and pushback on the leading agencies that are our representatives of housing authorities that are kind of, at the table having conversations, giving our position, so to speak, as a whole. And, in some cases we were a little successful, but again, until things are finalized and we get that guidance, we really don't know which way it's going to go. But we are continuously planning accordingly with what has been pushed out, as if it is going, to lean in that direction.
Okay, so we don't know.
Basically, it's uncertain, yes. Yes, that is correct.
Good, maybe we're moving forward anyway with what we have. I think you guys are wise in paying off, as much debt, as you can get forward. I think that's going to free up money on the upside.
And that's what we're trying to.
Operation.
Thank you, Pastor. That's what we're trying to do, in addition to trying to, shed some of these, how would I say it, excess properties and lands that we own that is costing us money and not bringing in any revenue. So those are some of the things that we're looking to offset, potential costs and expenses. So we are looking at every, for the lack of a better term, nook and cranny of the organization to where we can, preserve costs and remain sustainable, and while, of course, providing service, quality service.
Yeah, you guys do a great job for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
Anything else you,
I think with the holiday coming, just so that you're aware, we're probably going to, close early on the day before Thanksgiving, which is probably about 1 o'clock. And
I would hope you would.
so yes, we're going to close it around 1 o'clock. I just wanted to let you know in case anyone says, oh, they're closed, they didn't sell. So we'll be putting up notices, just so that you're aware of that. Always this time of year, we're preparing and full steam ahead for the for the winter weather. Hopefully it'll hold off, although the other day was unexpected. Well, was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was unexpected. So, we're ready to go. And let's see. You will find on Facebook that NYSPADA announced my appointment or election to NYSPADA, New York State Public Housing Authorities Directors Association Board.
Good.
Yes, thank you. I will send that out. Fran also shared the article on the historic preservation article in regards to Steamboat and our motto, when we can and when it's feasible to utilize existing buildings. It does not always, work, i.e. Lincoln, but as it relates to Steamboat, we have been successful. And yeah, so that was a pretty good article. So I'm very proud of that and those efforts as well. That pretty much, concludes my updates. I did invite is here? Okay. I did invite community service and programs, Tim Doherty, just to provide you an overview and update on what they've been doing. There's been some more additional services and some things in the pipeline that I just felt that it was nice to invite him to publicly thank them for what they do as well, but also so that they can share and highlight some of the new things that we've been doing and implementing across our portfolio, which I'm very proud of and exciting. So.
I needed to do an executive session, or something, but I forgot to call Mike about it. Because, yeah.
Would that be before or after we hear from Tim Doherty?
Well, I might need to, maybe I should talk to you about that.
Sure. Okay, so if we can pause for a moment to allow that discussion, as well as to allow time for Tim to come in. Nope, you're good. Thank you so much. You can take Brendan's seat. Thank you, Brendan. Yes, Paul, back.
So I don't need to give my regular report, because he's gonna do it?
That is correct. If he misses something, if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, so,
You always have something to say anyway.
Yeah, he does.
so I did invite our Director of Programs and Supportive Services, Tim Doherty, to just give you an overview and highlight some of the activities and programs that we provided, that we are continue to provide, and in addition to new services that we are adding at different sites. So Tim, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Just to continue, very appreciative to be here. The support and the team really makes it a really great environment. So we're excited. Obviously, there's been a lot of things going on, with SNAP, and people don't really know what's going on. So we already have a committed relationship with the Capital Region Food Bank, where we've been doing, we've actually been doing it for a little over a year now. November was a year for us. So we do food distribution to our senior residents. They typically serve about 300 to 400 per month. But because of what's been going on with the government pause, and which affected individuals with SNAP, and some individuals actually had experienced some scams the month prior. So this was almost going on 2 months to not have a SNAP benefit. So what we did is we had our regular monthly food distribution the first Wednesday of November, and then we're able to coordinate with the food bank and offer another distribution the following week. So we did over 10,000 pounds of food in the first 2 weeks of November, and got those to over 400 Albany housing seniors, which is great. We prioritize doing it right on site, so it eliminates the barrier of transportation, or a lot of individuals really just need to come down the elevator to get that. We'll bring the meals if an individual is unable to. We'll run them up, and then we're also going to be doing, right before Thanksgiving, the Capital Region Food Bank, which is doing a lot of stuff, is able to provide prepackaged Thanksgiving meals to seniors. That are the ones that benefit through the monthly food distribution. So we're kind of going through that. Now they're actually going to cover 600 seniors. So kind of going through that, determining where the needs are and getting those out. And then we're going to kind of be looking for the volunteers or for some assistance for kind of getting those meals out the day of, because we don't know if it's going to be Wednesday or a Thursday. And then just want to get them out as quickly as possible, so people can enjoy. Obviously, there's going to be turkeys coming in as well. Some individuals obviously don't have the capacity to cook a turkey. So these prepackaged meals are really easy for everyone, and it's already pre-put in there. It just goes in your oven or your microwave, and you're ready to have a nice meal. So very cool. And I just came from Townsend. We're doing a laptop distribution program with the seniors. So right now we're going through conducting assessments with all the individuals that are under-connected or not connected right now, because we want to determine where their needs are for the computer skills. Because like we said earlier with the scams from SNAP, we don't want to put a laptop in a senior's hands or anyone's hands, because that could open them up to scams, to some identity theft. We want to ensure that individuals are trained kind of before going into that.
Good.
So we're doing assessments now, and then to kind of bring a community feel to it, we're going to make small cohorts of individuals that have the same skill level that are kind of going through their classes together, which would be cool. So we're kind of going through the assessment part of it now. That's really exciting.
And who's running your classes?
So we use a myriad of options. So what we're doing at first is we work with Human IT. So we've met them through Connect Home, it's an initiative through HUD that brings digital equity to housing authorities. So we met them through that. They offer, in addition to devices at lower cost levels, they offer digital skills training that's all set up on the computer. But we understand that individuals, just like me and all of us, we learn different ways, right? So someone may be able to look at a computer and be self-guided through the process. Some people really need someone kind of sitting with them. So we're working with Jewish Family Services, so they can do one-on-one help. Referring people to SUNY Attain to go do training down there. So we're working with Can Code too. So we're really just promoting all of the programs in the area to figure out which training meets their specific needs. And then the raw staff will go through and ensure that all those are done. Yeah.
Who's providing the laptops?
So we got them through a CDBG grant. So we wrote a grant, it's called the Senior Connectivity Program. So
Albany Housing. But we purchased the laptops through Human IT, but we had met through Connect Home.
Yeah.
How many laptops are you requiring? How many laptops are you requiring?
We have 150 we can give out. And then we'll be applying for, because once we have the program now, we'll be applying for future grants to hopefully just kind of continue the process and don't have to reinvent the wheel and just get the devices out. And then we're also we're working with New York State Consumer Protection Department. So they're gonna come in when everyone's finished with their training and do a training on site at like Townsend and Ida, where they're gonna talk about like the holiday scams, like things to avoid online. So I'm really having like an in-person one, and that we're planning for that to be like the culminating event. So like everyone's down there and takes that, and then we can provide the laptops afterwards.
But isn't notebook better than laptops for seniors? Is not laptops more complicated?
And then no,
Yeah.
They're just yes, they're small, we've passed them out before.
It's just getting used to them,
Yeah,
no matter.
you have some notepads. If you have some, we'd be interested in them.
yeah, we can do that too, if you have a.
You said no.
Come on now.
That's a good program, though. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that you are educating, them about scams and things like that. I see it all the time. I hear about it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's really important, especially in today's society. Anybody, as soon as you log on, you're at risk. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So I think that's really a good part of the program.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more kind of like an empowerment that's more,
Yeah.
because everything's online at this point.
Yeah.
During COVID, to get the vaccines, or for job searching, or even for like your benefits, like to get this information, telehealth appointments.
Well, now Medicare is requiring you to be on.
Yeah.
They're no longer giving you paper updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can get away with it much longer.
Yeah, everything's going that way, so I like I said, I just think it's great. And seniors are probably some of the last people, to do, because we don't want to change. I say, I'm in there, we don't want to change, and so.
Now, don't be fibbing in a board meeting.
And I think to your concern, Mark, is about weight and then whether or not it's heavy. I believe these are lightweight, if I'm not mistaken. They're not,
Yes.
the heavy duty. Yeah, I think that was taken into consideration.
Not only that, sometimes it's intimidating, all the stuff, but usually these programs know how, it's like your cell phones, right? I know some seniors, it's really intimidating.
Yeah.
They really are.
And that's what we're trying, that's what's the reason why we're having these classes, to try to kind of get rid of that, or at least build their confidence as much as we possibly can. We're not gonna, it's not gonna work for everyone, but, even if they have a computer and someone who's coming in to provide services or assistance, they can help them, obtain whatever they need to, because they have a computer in their home, even if it's just,
And for
that purpose.
I want to look through the cell phone is a computer, so, but just,
We think it's like training?
yeah.
Oh, for sure. That'd be great.
Yeah, good idea. And then, we continue to do satellite services.
Oh, sure, yeah, and then, still expanding our services, so, as to earlier, really eliminating some of the barriers to access the services, we're bringing the programs right to the locations. So there's a, converted unit now on the main floor of Townsend Park Homes, right when you walk in off Central Avenue. It's the first office right to the right. So that is just to kind of have an open door where people can just come in and access the services. And then kind of continuing the model that we have on Green Street, where we'll work with organizations that are providing services to individuals and have them just have some space in there, or they're there a couple days a week to do some office hours. So we work with like Albany Health Equity Project, so they're there once a week, and Jewish Family Services Veterans Care Coordination there as well. So we're excited to be doing that. It's been really great. There's been some interest for resident councils for individuals who are working on Townsend, and then we are in Ida as well, so we're at 260, 270, and then we just changed the schedule a little bit, so I'll share the schedule with you, and just if anyone's interested in seeing it too. So we're open 4 days a week at 200 Green Street, 260, 270, Ida, the Cromwell Center, Townsend at the resource office in Townsend Park Homes, and then at Tyler Trice in like the low rise, in that area up there.
And that's all on your website?
I think so.
That's not a good answer, but, okay.
Thank you.
I like it.
The 200 green one is, the new ones aren't.
Okay.
Because we keep changing the schedule.
Right.
So that's why I was mentioning, like, once we have the complete schedule, we're gonna start like blocking it.
And we do it, at sites because it's for the residents, and so there's a reason why we don't publicize in the sense of putting it on our website, because it leads to believe that the public is welcome in a sense, although in some areas there are, but when they're inside the building, it's really focused on providing those services to the residents that live there. That's it. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to hear, because I wanted to just show my sincere gratitude for your leadership and all the hard work that your team does on a day-to-day basis to, you know, really see the vision, that I think I laid out 5 years ago. And, it was 5 years ago. So, and I just wanted to really say thank you to all of you, and, just wanted to do it in front of the board. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, you do. Appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
And I think every board meeting, when I give a report, I give you guys credit.
You do.
So, just,
Yeah, absolutely.
And in doing so, you just gave yourself more.
One of the things that
So check that off.
Did
one of
you?
the things I've often mentioned is, a lot of times we don't know the extent of the work that you guys are doing, and we talked about getting a promotional agency or something. Is that still in the works?
Yes.
Good.
Fran is spearheading that and working behind the scenes.
Thank
Yep.
you. Because if people knew,
Yes.
you know, I think that, there would be a lot less chatter on the negative side and a lot more promoting
I agree.
things that you guys are doing, you know, the food, laptops. In addition, that's just this month. But, you know, like Mark said, he's always sharing different things that you guys are doing, you know, during holidays and stuff like that. It's unmatched from anything I've seen.
Thank you.
Good job on Mark, because I do see that I'm out there.
Yes.
And seeing them deliver food and all the different things. So that's why, because a lot of people say they do stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they do it.
In report.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate somebody would find a way to negatively spin giving away 150 laptops.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
have been 51.
Or they'd be saying, well, why didn't we get ours?
Right. Correct.
Having said that, it's certainly appreciated all the work you guys are doing.
100%.
And I look forward to the collective coming together and letting the rest of the community know. And I think your point, Pastor, is very important, because we've been experiencing a lot of negative, particularly during campaign season, negative publicity that's unwarranted, and it's about time that people paid attention to the more positive stuff that we do. You guys do. We just approve it.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate the support as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you all. Guys, have a good one.
Yes, have a
Thank
great
you.
Thanksgiving as well, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Do you have any other questions, concerns, comments?
So I would like to go into a quick session
To discuss a personnel matter.
to discuss the.
Okay.
Which
You have to make a motion to do so,
Right,
correct?
so that was the motion, so all in favor?
Is that going to close out the meeting, or do we have to come back?
During action.
We gotta come back out of executive
Say that
session
there's
and
action.
into the meeting.
Close, okay.
So what we just for the purposes of the public participation, to the extent there is any, so there'll be no action taken. So after we come out of executive session, the only matter that will be addressed after that is an adjournment, right, a motion to adjourn.
Correct.
Got it. We can stop the recording at this point.
Got it.